Okay, folks, this your boy Jarnell back at you. I got another victim. I pretty much dominated this dude. I beat him pretty decisively. It wasn't really a competitive match. I just straight dogged him. He wasn't really on my level. I ain't the best player in the world, but he couldn't compete with me. He couldn't handle what I had to dish out. He couldn't withstand the pressure that I was putting on him, and my game was just too good for him. Like I said, I ain't the best player in the world, but I was too good for this dude right here. I was white, he was black, and I'm only rated about 90 points more than he is. So, yeah, actually 140 points. I'm rated 140 points higher than he is. So, I moved my pawn out to e4. Hold on, let me let y'all know what the final score was. Final score was 22-6. So yeah, like I said, I pretty much, dominated this game. I threatened his pawn with my knight, and then I took his pawn because he ain't protected, or he couldn't move it out the way, but he ain't protected. He moved his queen out early, and I moved my queen up to f3 because I was trying to checkmate him, but see, even the experts and the smartest chess players fuck up and make bad moves, and I didn't give my knight no protection. But sometimes you can fuck up and you can still whoop ass, if your opponent is not focusing. And obviously he wasn't focused, because if he was focused, he would have took that knight, because my knight, I left my knight unprotected. And he was too busy trying to protect his pawn there and trying to avoid a checkmate, that he didn't see that he could have avoided the checkmate and took a piece by just taking my knight with his queen. So instead he moved his knight down to h6 to stop me from checkmating him. And it really wouldn't have been a checkmate, because he could have moved his king over to black. But I moved my knight out of harm's way now, threatening his queen. And he moves his queen down. And then I move my pawn up. He threatens my knight with his pawn down to b5. And then I move my knight back out the way. I think that was the only place I could have moved my knight. Well, actually, I could have moved my knight over to a3, but I don't like going backwards. I like going forward and applying more pressure. So he threatens my knight again with his bishop, and I see now that he really want that knight, it seems. So I said, okay, you want to threaten my knight? I threaten your knight. What you want to do? We can trade pieces. That's what he decided to do. And actually, he had the advantage, because now he ended up with more pieces. He ended up with a knight and a pawn, whereas I just ended up with a knight. So now we tie 4-4. And I move my queen up, threatening his bishop. And instead of moving his bishop out the way, he just protected it with the queen. So now I move my pawn up. He moved his knight down. And now I fucked him right here, because I got a fork. I forked him. That's what you call in chess, a fork, where you have two pieces that are in harm's way, and I can either take his queen or take his bishop. He moved his queen out the way, and I took the bishop, put him into check. Fuck yeah! And this way I really start going in on him. Put him into check. Boom! Booyah! Now I got that rook right there. Bam! Check again. Bam! So now I'm like really just straight dogging him. You know what I mean? It's like all you gotta do in chess is make one bad move and you fucked. And that's what he did. Now I think we like 13-4. So I'm like whooping this boy ass. 13-4. This is what I do. I took his pawn and threatened his queen, and he took my pawn with his knight. And I didn't take his pawn because his queen is right there, of course. And I don't want him to take my pawn with his knight. So I gave my pawn some protection by moving my queen down to f5. And he moved his pawn down. And I put him into check. And I wanted to take his pawn, but he protected it with the bishop. So what I did was I took the pawn and threatened his bishop. Now he fucked again. Because he can't move the bishop out the way, because if he moved the bishop out the way, he'd be moving into check. And you can't do that. So he pretty much vulnerable, and he moved his knight down trying to threaten my queen, and I just took his knight with my bishop. So I'm just, really dominating, putting a lot of pressure on him. And I'm just making the smarter, more intelligent moves. And he just folding under the pressure. It's already 18-5. So I'm pretty much, like I said, just straight dominating the game. There's really nothing he can do. And now his bishop is basically done because I'm pinning his bishop down with my queen. So I'm just really outworking this dude in every aspect of the game, just really outsmarting them in every way. And now he, I guess, trying to pin my pawn down, because if I take his bishop with my pawn, then I'm leaving my white bishop unprotected. So I decided to threaten his queen, and he moved his queen back. And then, I protect my pawn there, so that if I do take his bishop with my pawn, he can't take my bishop with his queen down, because my queen is there protecting it. So there's nothing really he can do. So I decided to just take his bishop finally. And he moves his queen back down. And I put him into check. And basically, when I get you into this position, one thing about me is I'm a player that once I get you down, I don't let you get back up. I don't give you time to refocus or nothing. When I see that you fucked and I see blood, I draw blood, I go in for the kill. And that's pretty much what I did here. Now I put him into check again. And he took my pawn. Put him into check again by moving my queen forward. I'm protected with the bishop. He moves over, and I put him into check again. See, I'm a person, I ain't gonna sit here. Some people, like, they try to take all your pieces. I ain't worried about that rook over there. I could have took his rook, but I'm not worried about that. I'm trying to close this game out, and that's what I did in one more move. That was all she wrote. Checkmate, motherfucker. That's how I do. Another victim for you folks. I'll see you guys later with another video. Peace. Hope you enjoyed the game.